luxurious goods and extravagant adventures. For example, it's now 2012. New versions to our everyday appliances are being produced, like TVs, iPods, cars, household appliances. Now, how many of you thought that you should upgrade your equipment? Bet none of you stopped to think that the equipment you're wishing to upgrade is still in good nick. There is no reason you need to, but it's human nature nowadays to feel that they have to. Some people purchase items so they are different, others to be accepted, and some just to compete with somebody else. And unfortunately, because of the greed in humans and the lack of thought that goes into the actions we take, our Earth is slowly declining. Consumerism is killing our Earth. Consumerism can cause air and water pollution, land contamination and forest degradation. Consumption itself, plus the production and waste of products used in consumption, is related to pollution. Industrial waste, especially when dumped into rivers and oceans, waste from tourist industries, including cruise liners and air travel, and waste from industrial agriculture and car emissions can cause examples of air pollution caused by consumerism. Tobacco production can also lead to soil degradation and land contamination, not to mention what tobacco does to your lungs. In early 2011, Japan was faced with a nuclear disaster when the Fukushima power plant was first hit with an earthquake and then a tsunami. At the very same time in South Africa, thousands of elephants were being slaughtered for their tusks. By the end of the year, radiation from the plant had seeped into the surrounding Earth's atmosphere, and the Earth had lost more than 30,000 elephants. It could be argued that the nuclear tragedy was a consequence of corporate mismanagement, and that elephant poaching existed well before ivory was commercially traded. Reality is that both events are intrinsically linked to our consumerism. Consumerism pushes originally sustainable demands to dangerous levels. Instead of operating responsibly, nuclear plants are pressed carelessly to meet our energy needs. And instead of living and dying in a circle of life, which is a normal part of the animal kingdom, wildlife is systematically exterminated for our material pleasure. And to seek those riches and to produce those tons of necessary stuff, people have ravaged the earth for material and energy. The Earth's resources cannot possibly provide 7 billion or more people with food and material goods that the average person supposedly needs to require happiness. The World Resources Institute reports 47% of rainforests are lost, and only 21% are still remain. 2/3 of our fisheries are exploited, fully exploited, or depleted. Fools have released pythons into the Amazon, which is killing our mammal population. And people are digging up the Amazon to extract gold. And this sad story goes on. Our consumerism is killing the earth. Consumerism sets into motion a set of global repercussions. Driven by the insatiable desire to have more, we are clinging to an attitude that is ultimately deadly to our planet and will lead us to an early grave. Many scientists have tried to explain that our current system is unsustainable and that we must adapt an ecological economic system. Hardly anyone listens. Meanwhile, at least 1 billion people go hungry every day, and this number will keep increasing under our current conditions. It is mere fantasy to think continued growth, which would violate principles of physics and ecology, could possibly make the situation better. Furthermore, all our economic activity is destroying our atmosphere and oceans, making life even more difficult. Like, I'm sure we all drove here in our gas-guzzling cars, left some lights on that don't need to be, or cooked overnight in our energy-wasting ovens. All these things contribute to consumerism. Do consider we are a gloomy bunch, with many of us insisting there's nothing we can do personally to stop global warming, or that the human race is running the planet like a plague. Without significant changes in our current lifestyle, we will not last. Natural resources are not limitless, and at the Olympic rate of consumption we have currently set, we will be running out sooner or later. More specifically, all we are doing is expanding into whatever territory we have left. Just like a bacterial growth growing in a petri dish till all the nutrients is used up. What happens then? Although at times it does seem we are all doomed for extinction, there are ways to slow down our consumerist lifestyles. Bring up a clothesline. Turns out your dryer that dries your clothes so conveniently is an energy thief. Forget bottled water. It is a green thinking nightmare. You could even carpool, school, work, or something fun. Travel together, reduce emissions, ride your bike, even better than carpooling, and you get those abs. And last but not least, tell a friend. It's up to you to make a decision. Only you can. It's up to you to make a difference. Only you can see the light. I don't expect